Hello Internet, welcome back to our fire series. We've been getting our armor and weapons sorted out. We've swapped to the ballistic vest along with some arm guards, and we're probably going to be throwing on some leg guards and things as well. So we can't make metal leg guards. We were discussing this at the end of the last episode. We can make scrap leg guards, which have their encumbrance is actually not as terrible as I thought it would be. Hard leg guards, which we would need neoprene for, which we can't make. Or we could make chainmail legs. Chainmail leggings would require us to make chainmail sheets, which would be time consuming, and they have a high encumbrance. Yeah, this scrap is objectively better. Show me, let's search for leg. So scrap leg guards are 18 encumbrance with 10 cut and 10 bash. Chainmail legs are 20 encumbrance with 10 cut and 10 bash. It would be poor fit for some reason. Can be refitted. If we refitted it, encumbrance of 18, it would be lower, I would guess. It's so much more work to make the chainmail because we'd have to make all the chain by hand. Okay. We don't have any other options, really. Give me scrap leg guards. I don't like it. Their warmth is 20. Part of why we're doing this is to reduce the warmth on our body. So what does the turnout trousers have? Warmth of 30. So it is cooler, but honestly not that much. Can we make... The best thing to do would be to make armor that would cover our torso and our legs, like the chitin armor. The problem is that this ballistic vest is like impossibly good. The value on this is absurdly high. Do we even have enough chitin left for the chitin armor? We don't. It would need 72. We'd have to go on the hunt for chitin, which is not like super difficult. It's really pretty RNG what you find though. And it would be 10 encumbrance, 12 bash, 16 cut on our torso and our legs. Then we could wear the Kevlar underneath of it. For now, we're going to roll with the turnout trousers, I think. I mean, we can make the scrap for the interim. Scrap leg guards. Just requires string and a bunch of scrap metal. Yeah, this recipe needs to be adjusted or removed. The fact that you can make scrap leg guards out of one string and 60 pieces of metal is silly. And again, they're on par with the chainmail leggings, so it's even sillier. But for now, we're going to make these as a stopgap until we can get chitin armor. So go ahead and wear those. Go ahead and drop the trousers. I think I dropped the turnout coat on this pile by mistake. I guess not. Alrighty. I mean, we've been doing a lot of stuff around the base. Why don't we head out? We should really throw on another pack. Do we have other packs? No. Oh, it's always something. Let's make something. Make something big. Volume 3 liter. Where's your storage volume? Volume 3 liters. Rigid, no. There it is. Storage 30 liters. I mean, that's a lot. I don't know if I need something so big. Up to 25 encumbrance when full. Up to 15 encumbrance when full. So it's based on the liter storage? No, it's not, because the backpack is a 1-to-1 between encumbrance and storage, whereas the travel pack is less than that. So it's more efficient. I don't love making the big backpacks. I actually don't like that some of them were added to the game. Go ahead and give me the travel pack. I don't love it. Component. What? Use sinew. Why is this different than it usually is? Usually it pops up and says, do you want sinew or thread? Whatever. Use the sinew. Doesn't matter. And we'll throw that on just to have a little extra storage. We're going to go out looting. You know, why not? We're not really doing anything else. Did we cook anything? No. Let's just eat some random crap. Give me... I mean, I don't want to eat canned goods just raw. Well, we have all this pickled meat. Yeah, give me some pickled meat. We've been complaining about calories. I didn't even know we had pickled meat. So that's a fair bit of calories in us. And then we'll eat something else just to fill ourselves up a little bit more. Give me some pretzels. Chocolate-covered pretzels, why not? I love them. They're great. Give me a shot of alcohol. Give me some water. And off we go. So we're kind of on a... Basically what we're looking for... I gotta put my keyboard down. Basically what we're looking for is... Because my ass is falling asleep, which is exciting. Spider basements and or roaches in restaurants, because those are the two main sources we're going to find of chitin outside of like ants, and we would know by now if there were ants in the area. So I think what we want to do is kind of come hit this big cluster of houses. There's a good chance that some of these have basements. We never checked the auto dock house. I don't know which one had the basement. Oh, our notes are off. How do I toggle map notes? No, show me. What about the auto notes? I thought there was auto notes. It's not. Well, we can just go down and see which ones have basements. So presumably this basement. That's real far away though. I don't want to go all the way up there. We're going to come over here and hit these houses. There is a turret over here, but we should be fine as long as we keep our eyes open. So we have good inventory space. We're not hungry. We have a knife. We have a dissecting tool. We have aspirin, bandages for emergencies. We have the warhammer. And we have the pretty much infinite protection of the vest for the time being. It's fine. We're going to go looking for chitin. It's one of those things that's like, if you're actively trying to hunt it, is actually pretty difficult. Yeah, keep safe mode on in case we spot a turret. Although some turrets, by the time we spot them, they will have been able to kill us. Have we been here? Empty resident. We have not. Okay, so there could be monster density here. But honestly, we've been seeing so much of a mix of like, some days there's really intense monster density, and then some days there's like no enemies at all. So I don't really know what's going on with that. Don't really care about this. I mean, I guess we take it. It's a gun. Just gonna let them trickle over here. Yeah, monster density, it seems low most of the time, but we've also seen, like, we went to that park. That's a dead Migo over there. What would have killed you, I wonder? Well, we're not seeing a turret. Do you give chitin? I believe you do, don't you? Why am I dissecting? Stop. First of all, yeah, don't dissect. We can't full butcher it, unfortunately, because it's too large. Let's clear the area before we butcher. Migos don't revive, so that's not a concern. Yeah, I was going to say, but it seems like there's monster density back here. Why don't y'all come over here? Oh, there's quite a lot of you, huh? Let's wrap around the house. Stamina's okay. Fighting a lot of them could be an issue. We'll try to set up a little bit of a blockade here. And we'll stand here and fight them. They shouldn't be able to push in. However, some of them may come in the building to the west where that other window is broken. Come on, then. Come on, then. Yeah, I think the unmountable furniture should prevent them from being able to push into the room. Oh, you were an acid zombie. I didn't even see that. We should have been way more careful. Because an acid zombie would absolutely devastate our feet and legs. I didn't even see it there. But okay, it died. That's fine. Why do I feel... You feel woozy. Why, though? Weather is clear. I'm a little drunk. But it wouldn't give me a pop-up about being woozy. You send it reeling. Critical, critical. I don't see anything that would have made us woozy. We don't want to smash him. Go ahead and quickly dismember him. Ignore. Yeah, I was going to say nothing should be able to reach us in the time, 38 seconds. I mean, I guess it could have potentially. Smash the remainder. Another gun. Okay. Smartphone, no. Butchery refuse. We don't want any of this. There are a few left. I was going to say there's at least a boomer that we had seen. So we are boomered. Boomering is not great. It has a very small chance of making you nauseous. Or no, it has a very small chance of making you vomit. I believe it's a 1 in 500 chance of vomiting. Which is bad because you lose, basically, you just lose a bunch of calories. Anybody else? Should really be careful here. I guess they were just hanging out back there. I'm not sure why. Warhammer's making really short work of these guys. Okay. Bloated zombie. Where? Way over there. Okay. Butcher the Amigo. Quick butchery. No. 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 Ignore. We got... they don't give chitin. That's fine. I kind of thought that they did, but that's okay. Might as well loot the house, I guess. Jeans and a miniskirt. Oh, what can we talk about? Well, in between episodes, somebody had shared an article online, and it's about animal abuse. So, like, if you're sensitive to that, I apologize, but kind of irritates me, so I want to talk about it. Apparently, in Pennsylvania, there were these teens who last year shot a deer, and while it was wounded, and then they proceeded to step on it and like break its antler and do all kinds of terrible things to it before it died, because they like Snapchatted it and were laughing about it the whole time, having a good old time torturing an animal, and that really chaps my ass. I don't like that. Of course, that's terrible. And it's really like, and for the record, not all hunters are like that. I live in an area. Oops, broke the window. I live in an area where there are a lot of hunters. That's not the majority of people. I've seen people posting like, well, that's what happens when you hunt animals for sport. I don't think that that's fair. What it seems like more to me is that this is an example of people who go out hunting and they cease to think of the animal as a living creature. They just view it as meat. And that's more or less what I took away from it. Hey, bud. And yeah, they just were laughing and torturing an animal on the internet. And it really makes me sad and kind of sick and angry that there are people who think that that's okay. And like, then they were apparently sentenced recently because, like, of course people saw that and reported them and were like, hey, this is animal abuse. They should never be allowed to hunt again, and they should probably be prosecuted. And like, one of them's 18, one of them's 17. And in a statement, the kid said, oh, well, we shot it and we didn't have any animals or any more ammunition, so I thought we had to beat it to death. And I was like, no, like, they, by all accounts, like, I didn't watch the video. God, I'm not going to watch the video, but by all accounts, they were like having a great old time doing it. And it's like, I get being young and being reluctant to admit to your mistakes, but you really need to, like, that's so clearly bullshit. Like, you obviously knew what you were doing and were a little monster instead of doing something, you know, like, literally, I know it's an unpleasant thing for people to think about, but like, literally slitting its throat would have been more merciful than beating it to death. It's just terrible, and it made me so angry. It made me feel all kinds of weird emotional things when I read the article. It was like, I don't know why. Stuff like that really, really bothers me and really upsets me when I see it and hear about it. And somebody shared this article. It's like, I don't know. Like, I was a little monster when I was a teenager. I would have never done something like that. Like, that's so far and away psychotic, you know, and it's disgusting. I don't know what to say about it. I shouldn't have brought it up because I know people get triggered by stuff like that, and that's exactly what I was feeling. Pretty messed up that we had a Warhammer that we just made. It's a fully metal weapon that is allegedly well made and can withstand the punishment of combat, and yet we killed, what, 8 zombies with it, and it's already damaged? Yeah, good old times. Give me the welder, please. That's not the welder. Give me the welder. Use the welder. Fix the warhammer. Not enough scrap metal. Okey-doke. Yeah, the weapons being not great is something that we noticed before. We talked about it when we first made our quarterstaff that got damaged like immediately after we used it. Just gets a little old to run into that a lot. Success, failure. Can we reinforce weapons? You can't do that anymore, I think. Go ahead and drop the scrap metal right here. We're going to head back out and loot some more. It just triggered me, you know? And then people who don't own their mistakes. Like, you know, the Harvey Weinstein thing. He just went to court in, I think, New York for sex abuse and assault and whatever it was that he did. I haven't followed it. I don't really care about the man. But, like, he went to court and, like, I saw a picture of him and they had him in a walker and, like, they made him look as frail as he could. And he still denies it. He says none of this ever happened. It's like, dude, you have like 85 accusers or some shit. How do you not? At what point? Like, why can't you own it? Why can't you just say, I did this. I wish I hadn't done it or whatever. You know, make up your excuses. Make up your, you know, whatever you have to say to resolve your responsibility and, you know, try to make yourself feel better about it. But why can't you just own, like, yes, this happened? Why do you have to say, like, no, these 80 whatever women, they're all lying, and it's totally not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm a rich old white guy. I can't do anything wrong. And, like, it just irks me. And, like, at work, there was a guy the other day who was like, I still like Bill Cosby. And I was like, but you know, like, what he did. And he's like, well, I don't know. You don't know that he did that. And I was like, it was like 85 different women told the same story and said this is what he did. You can kind of, you know, obviously he did it. Like you really think that they're all just lying? And he's like, well, they want money. It's like, no, kind of don't think they do. I think they just want, there we go, we got roaches. Great. That's going to give us enough chitin probably. You know, do they really, or do they just kind of want recognition that this thing happened and kind of want him to pay for it? You know, is that really an unheard of, unacceptable thing? And it just kind of, it's crazy to me that there are still people who are like that, who are like, I don't really believe it. It's like, yeah, but he's literally in jail. He's literally been found guilty of doing this. So people who were in that, whose responsibility it was to literally determine whether he did it or not, they have determined that yes, this man did it. He is now incarcerated for that crime. How can you say, nah, you know? It's just baffling to me, you know. It's just crazy. I don't know why people don't own it. Like Bill Cosby, he's like, what, 80 something? He's literally now incarcerated for this crime. At what point do you just say, like, you know what? I don't have that much time left on my life. I've already been sentenced. I'm facing this no matter what. I'm just going to own it. I'm going to make my apologies. I'm going to try to make my amends. I'm going to try to live a better life. I'm going to try to be a better person. It doesn't undo what you did. It doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it go away. But at least you would then be, like, have a modicum of, not retribution, of, like, I can't think of the word I want. Like, it's the right thing to do, you know? Why can't you do that? Like, I committed a crime when I was younger. I owned it, and I went to prison for it. I made a full confession. Went to prison, did my time, got out, living a normal life. Now, admittedly, Bill Cosby's not going to get out and live a normal life, but you know what I'm saying. Like, why can't you be responsible? It's the same thing with the kids who hurt the deer. Why can't you just own it? Like, I get it. You're 17, 18, you're scared, whatever. You're like, they have video evidence of you laughing your ass off or whatever while you did this crime. How can you turn around then and be like, we didn't really do that. I mean, we had to do it. It was the only alternative. It was suffering. We were trying to put it out of its misery. It's like, why can't you just own it and be like, yeah, I am an effed up person and I need to grow. And hopefully, prison will afford me the opportunity to grow as a human being so that I can learn right from wrong and stop being a little monster. You know what I mean? I don't know. And then someone else shared a thing about this guy. He apparently a couple years ago hit a child. So this is a bad episode. People are going to be so mad that I'm talking about this stuff. But there was another post from that same person who was like, hey, in my state, this guy ran over a 4-year-old. And it was a hit and run, and the kid died. And they weren't sure who did it. And they caught him. And the guy made a full confession and was like, yeah, I did a bunch of drugs that day. I regret getting in the car. If I had not gotten in my car, the kid would be alive. It's a terrible thing. And they kind of owned it. And I was like, all right. I mean, it's horrible and obviously like a parent's worst nightmare, but that guy was owning it and he was going to go be incarcerated and serve his time and try to, he's trying to make amends by apologizing. And then the post was, well, he's been sentenced now. And at his sentence to the judge, he said, well, I didn't do this. And the judge is like, well, you made a full confession, including a statement that you had done drugs and that you hit the child and you regret hitting the child. So, like, you kind of, but you did do it. You said you did it. And he's like, no, I didn't do it, but I am willing to go to prison for someone else's mistake, and I'm willing to serve my time so that I can get out and be a normal member of society. And I was like, the guy, he made a full confession. He talked about doing drugs and hitting the child with his car. How do you go from trying to be responsible and taking your responsibility and taking your punishment for making a choice that hurts someone and then turn around and say, nope, never happened, la, 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 la. I know you're trying to heal and get over it and want to see me be held accountable for my actions because I killed your child. But, la, 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 I'm fine. I didn't do this, but I'll go to jail for it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Somebody else did it, but I'm just going to accept whatever consequences come. It's like, that's not, like, the whole thing. Ooh, do you have a solar panel? Let's pop up on the roof real quick. South. Nope, no solar panel. Let's try not to break our legs. Climb down. You may have problems climbing up. We didn't break our legs. You try to keep your balance. Maybe it's a chance to fall when you climb down. I don't know. Because we hurt our legs last time we did this. Did we check this house? I don't think so. Door's locked, yes. I just don't get it. I'm someone who, when I make mistakes, I own them. Sometimes that leads to, consequences. That's part of being an adult. When you're a child, you do things without thinking, you make mistakes, and you don't get held accountable because you're a child. For the most part. It depends on your family, of course, and what you do. But for the most part, kids do stuff all the time and then don't get any significant consequences because they're children. This guy was, like, older than me, like, so in his 30s, killed a child, basically. And instead of being accountable and living with that consequences and such, he decided instead to pretend that, he didn't do it and it's not his fault, and so that he can go and claim for the rest of his life, like, I'm an innocent man, I didn't have anything to do with this, so that he can deny responsibility. And it's like, I don't understand it. We're talking too much about it. I just don't understand that mindset. I feel like if you do something wrong, regardless of what it was or how intense it was, you own it, right? That's just my take. Small tube with a retractable needle that terminates in a net of tiny hoses instead of a plunger. Installed, it allows the user to draw substances directly into their bloodstream, akin to a regular syringe. So pretty useless CBM. This literally just replaces your need for a syringe, which are so plentiful that it's like laughable that this was made. It's a cool idea, but ultimately is pretty useless, to be honest. No disrespect intended to the person who made it. I think it's fine. Oh, why is that purple? We're nauseous? Purple means nauseous. Why am I nauseous? Did we fight anything? Let me look at my messages. Did the amoeba do something to us? No. So this is added to when we were in that house up there and we got that message about being woozy, and now we're nauseous. What would cause this? What would cause us to be nauseous? It's possible we have the flu or something. It would tell us, wouldn't it, if we had the flu? May just be the heat getting to us, but the heat is not that bad. We're going to keep an eye on this. Antifungals, antiparasitics. We wouldn't be fungal infected, but it's possible we got a parasite somehow. We might need to take antiparasitics, although I don't think nausea and whatnot is connected to that. I guess we'll find out as time progresses and symptoms get worse. I don't think there was anything we had that... More cockroaches. There's a lot of roaches. Did they turn vermin on again? You're seeing a lot of roaches. Vermin used to be a thing. So I have this little indicator as well. Seems to be the heat indicator, I would imagine, even though we're not that hot. Just our feet. Looks like we're drawing some zombies. Go ahead and deal with them. I don't know. I just don't get it. You know, own your mistakes. Like, and I see it on, we were talking about Twitch. I see it on Twitch as well, where streamers do stuff and then they don't do anything about it. They, like, do things that are blatantly wrong and then turn around and go, oh, what is that? I didn't know about that. It's like, just own it. Just apologize. Just be the bigger human being. Give a genuine apology and try to change your behavior. Like, that's, like, everyone, a lot of people apologize, but you can tell some of them don't mean it. But, like, how hard is it to just be like, you know what, I made a mistake. Sometimes it was a big mistake. Sometimes it's a small mistake. But I made a mistake. I want to be better than this. I want to move on. I want to grow as a human being. I understand some of you will never forgive me. I understand it's something that some people find unforgivable or whatever. You know, it all depends on what you've done, of course. Like, maybe you said something racist or, you know, implied something sexist. It's like, you know, that's not super bad by today's standards. There are plenty of, like, murderers and child abusers that are obviously way worse than you. But, like, it's also not okay to be racist and sexist. So it's like, you know, you just apologize. You acknowledge that some people are not going to be able to forgive you. And you just try to be a better human being. Like, just be human. God, just try to be human, I guess, is my takeaway. This is a whole conversation I wish I had not had. Because I feel like there's a lot of bad stuff that happens in the world. And the more you talk about it, people get upset. Because, like, they come for entertainment. They're not here for hearing my take on current events and terrible people in the world. They're here to listen to me go, oh, I really want chitinous armor, you know, so... Let's, our inventory is not particularly full. I guess we can just save here. I think we're going to call the episode because I feel like this conversation has gone off the rails. But you get what I'm saying, right? Just own your mistakes because that is the first step for you becoming a better person. If you do something terrible, you're probably not a very good person. Then you acknowledge your mistake. You try your best to make amends. Sometimes that's impossible, but you do your best. And then you move on and you focus from that day forward, I'm going to be better than I was. I'm not going to be that person anymore. I'm going to direct my energy towards being more well-rounded, more normal, empathetic, understanding human being. And sometimes you can live down mistakes. It depends on your mistake. Sometimes you can't. But no matter what, all you can do is be better than you used to be. And that starts with an acknowledgement of what you've done. That's all we're going to say about it. Moving on. Thank you, Internet, for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you did, maybe like, comment, and subscribe, although I suspect you won't do that on this particular video. And, of course, we'll be back with more Cataclysm in the near future. But for now, it's going to do it, so I will see you in the next episode.